In this video, we are going to learn some secret remedies which are mentioned in Jyotish. Actually, these are talismans which can be used for the bad effects being created by the planets. And I came across this by an accidental way, in a very accidental way actually. I was doing some research on mundane matters when I came upon an article written by late Sri Hardev Sharma Dwivedi. You might not have heard his name, but he was one of the finest astrologers that I've ever read about actually. He was also mentioned by Sri K.N. Rao ji in his book. He used to publish a very famous almanac, a panchang, which was called Vishwa Vijay Panchang. He used to predict in that. So in his articles, he mentioned about these roots, about different planets and all. So I wanted to check whether there are other references. There is an ancient classic named Veersinghavalokan, but this thing was not mentioned in the book. So I just checked it in other books also, but it is not present. So it is some kind of a discovery kind of a thing, because the astrologer I am talking about was a very learned person, and he included these these herbs as remedies for different planets. Now there is a word of caution before you watch this video. These are actually Ayurvedic medicines, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not advising it for any medical purpose. This is only should be used as a totem or as a talisman for a particular problem generated by a particular planet. Okay, the problems which are mentioned over here, or the diseases which are mentioned over here, are taken from Roganirnaya Adhyaya of Phaldeepika, which is a classic, and another classics like Sarvarthchintamani, Jatakparijat and Veersinghavalokan. Okay, so the first herb which is actually related to Sun, the planet Sun, and it's pretty common actually. You can find it easily. It's pretty common, and it's called Bilva actually, and the botanic name is also given over here. The disease which is created by Sun, when it is weak, it may create eye related troubles and heart related trouble. It sometimes causes overheating, which results in diarrhea, and it has an effect on heart basically. So the major issues created by the planet Sun are related to heart only. There are particular medicinal properties of Bilva. Bilva is actually the same plant. If you have seen the leaves which are offered to Lord Shiva in a Shiva Lingam, it's the same plant. It's the fruit of that plant which is used. In my area, a juice is prepared from the fruit also, which is very good for health, and it has many medical properties. The root of this plant should be used as a charm. Okay, the root of this plant should be used as a charm to reduce the bad effect of sun, and this root needs to be dried in sun before wearing it. Then on a Sunday during the morning hours, a red thread should be used. It should be put inside an amulet, and then it should be worn on a Sunday. So anything which is like Hardev Sharma Dwivedi has mentioned that this talisman can be used against gems. So if you cannot don't have that kind of money to buy an expensive gem like ruby in this case, which is of course one of the most expensive gems in the world, so you can wear this root as a replacement for that thing. I have also come across a book on gems where it is mentioned that ashes of these roots are used, and in the ring making process, where the ruby is embedded in the center and the ashes are embedded on tubes in the side, just to increase the effect of that planet. So it's obvious that the root of this plant is helpful in the case of problems generated by planet Sun. Then we have planet Moon. This plant is called Kirani. and the botanical name is also given over here. You can search the internet for with the botanical name. A weak moon can result in the trouble related to eyes. It is basically the left eye. It creates problems related to lungs and mental disorders. Why? Because moon is called the heart of a person. Not heart exactly, it's called mana. Chandrama manasahu jatakaha. This is a very common theory. So it means it is related to the mental disorders related to anxiety, lethargy, drowsiness, or disorders of the mind. So when moon is weak, you can use the root of the plant Khirani. I have explained the medicinal properties of this plant also. So Khirani's root should be used, and it should be worn on a Monday in the form of an amulet in a white colored thread. Okay. Now we move on to the next planet, which is Mars in this case. Mars is a fiery planet. So obviously the problems being generated by Mars are related to skin, fevers, blood related disorders, ulcers, surgeries. So these problems are generated by Mars, and the herb related to Mars is Anantamula. Okay. Indian Sarpasrila. Okay. Sorry for the bad pronunciation. This is a botanical name. I am not an expert in these words. The medicinal properties are mentioned over here, and the root of this plant should be worn on a Tuesday during the morning hours in a red colored thread. Okay. It is a replacement for coral, red coral. Okay. So if your Mars is bad, you can try this root as a replacement. Next we have is Mercury. Now, this was the main thing why I just came across this research. Actually, Mercury it rules the nervous system of a person. This plant is called Vidhara, and the Latin name is Argeria nervosa. Now the word nervosa, actually when I was learning this thing, or I was reading about these things, I read the Latin name and I understood that somehow this herb has some kind of relation with the nervous system. I was sure about it actually. So since I was sure that Mercury is related to nervous system, this gave me an idea that the problem generated by the planet might be solved by these herbs only. So this is found in India. It's a very common herb, Vidhara. It's called Vidhara or elephant creeper. Disease related to Mercury is basically related to nerves and allergies of skin, problems with speech, because Mercury controls your speech. Okay, the medicinal properties are mentioned. The root is worn on Wednesday in a green color thread. If you cannot find a green color thread, you can wear it in any thread. It is not necessary to wear it in a particular color thread only. Okay. Now we have another planet, which is Venus, and the root is called Sarpankha. The Latin name is also given, Taprosia purpurea. Again, a bad pronunciation. I am very bad at these things. A badly placed Venus can result in infertility in males and diseases of private organs, or kidney related disorders, loss of bodily luster, Shvetakushta, which is a disease, and a loss of vigor is related to the planet Venus. Diamond is the stone for Venus, which is obviously everybody knows is very expensive. So I will recommend a root of Sarpankha to be worn, and the root should be worn in a white thread on a Friday during the morning hours. This can also be worn during evening hours. There is a specialty over here. Okay, so this is related to Venus. Now we move on to Saturn. Now this is a very interesting find actually. The root is called Bichujari, and this photograph was taken by me only. I came across this thing when I was taking a walk. It's English, it is called Devil's Claw. It's quite famous actually. If you have read about Devil's Claw, you should know that it is considered to be a very important plant in creating a relief from arthritis. In Africa, it is grown as a cash crop and it is being exported to all parts of the world. I was surprised because this is found in India and Rajasthan very easily. This, if you can make out in this picture, you can see the seed also. This is a claw-like thing. Inside there is a seed, black color, which can be worn as an amulet. Disease related to Saturn can result in several disorders. It is related to arthritis, paralysis, neuralgia, migraine, general pains in the body, and low back pain. Saturn is basically the Vayu Karaka. So all the diseases which have some kind of relation with Saturn or Vayu will be related to Saturn only. Okay. The medicine properties are mentioned over here. It is also considered very good for arthritis, but I am not a doctor. Again, you should ask a doctor about it. I do know that this is used as a cash crop. It is used or grown as a cash crop in Africa and is being exported to all over the world. Even one company I am aware of tried to take a patent on this medicine. So, but it was not granted actually. So it is an important herb and it can help in arthritis. Plus the seed part can be worn as an amulet on a Saturday. The stone of Saturn is blue sapphire, which you already know. It's an expensive thing. So it can be worn in a black thread on a Saturday. Okay. Then we have Bharangi as the herb of planet Jupiter. Jupiter, when it is bad, it can cause problems of Medha. Medha is basically the knowledge system, lung and liver diseases, mucus and cough, tumors, jaundice, general weakness and indigestion. It is all related to Jupiter. One more thing which is not mentioned over here, which I have seen or come across, you can say, are tumors. Oh no, it is mentioned, sorry. So this is pretty common. I've seen cancerous growth in people suffering from Jupiter's problem, okay, during the dasha itself. So the Bharangi is a plant and the root should be worn on a Thursday, okay, during the morning hours using a yellow thread, okay. Now we have another planet which is Ketu, the planet of clairvoyance. It is related to Ashwagandha, the very famous medicine which is used in multiple medicinal herbs, compounds. A badly placed Ketu can result in neurological weakness, mental depression, feeling of isolation, and stressful condition. Ketu is basically related to tensions. I have seen it creating a lot of tensions in people or stress. Okay, and it is also related to some kind of you can say paranormal effects on person. It is a Medha Rasayan in Ayurveda, so it can help a lot in increasing the knowledge of a person, and you have to obviously consult a doctor. The root of this plant should be worn on a Tuesday because Ketu is basically equivalent to Mars according to books, okay, and during the morning hours, and you can use a red thread to wear it as an amulet. Now we have Rahu. Sandalwood is a very commonly known thing. It is the herb related to Rahu, and diseases related to Rahu are skin diseases, acne, urinary troubles, gastric troubles, hallucinations and depression. So if Rahu is bad, this will occur. Sometimes I have seen drug abuse, a very common problem generated by Rahu. So to overcome that problem, either the stone which is garnet is worn, or sandalwood is the root of the sandalwood plant is worn as a talisman on a Saturday, because Rahu is exactly, it works like Saturn according to classics. So it should be worn on a Saturday in a black thread. Rahu is also related to snakes, and if you have seen sandalwood trees, you might have seen snakes also. They love sandalwood trees sometimes. So this is all we have. You can understand, you can buy these roots from the market. If you Google them, you will find them. Okay, thank you.